We're live in 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, if you're a broke college student and you're planning on going abroad or you've committed to going abroad and now you're sitting there wondering what the fuck did I get myself into? How am I even going to afford this? This video is for you. This video is to prove you wrong and actually encourage you to really take that risk because I found myself in that position after I committed. I literally remember hitting commit, not knowing how I was gonna fully afford it, but I trusted in myself that I was gonna figure it out. And I'm really grateful I did that. I know there's like a big stigma around rich kids going abroad, and trust me, they do, but that doesn't mean you can't either, because you should definitely go out and see the world and just like experience a crazy amount of fun. Especially if you have immigrant parents who are strict as fuck, because that's the one time you can go and like actually get crazy. Okay, let's get started now. To start off, I don't really mind sharing my budget. I remember leaving to the airport with like $4,000. I did receive some assistance while I was there, whatever my parents could help me, and then through my school, so we'll touch on that later. But I would say in total I probably spent around $6,000 to $7,000. Oh, lol, I didn't even mean to do that, but yeah, I would say the range was definitely like $5,000 to like reaching $7K. Now I'm going to be talking about how to even get yourself abroad. Your financial aid that you get for a semester should still apply when you are abroad. So I would definitely meet with your financial aid office, with your abroad department, and talk with them about that side of going abroad. All my scholarships and aid did apply while I was abroad, and I actually ended up paying a lot less than I would for a regular semester. I know that there are also scholarships out there that exist when you are looking to going abroad, like the Gilman scholarship, I believe, is one. I personally did not apply to any. You definitely should. It's something I wish I did. But like, I'm working, I'm a student, I'm trying to live my life, like, baby, I don't got time for that. Something else that you're gonna have to save up for and consider is the visa process. So depending on where you're going, you have to go to a specific consulate, which is basically just a foreign office of the country, and apply for the visa with them. So I'm from Dallas, and I had to go to Houston to apply to the consulate for Spain, and that alone cost me about almost $300 for the visa application. So keep that in mind, that you have to do the travel expense and you still have to do the application fee. And then depending on the country or the office you go to, you might have to go back to pick up the visa, or if they offer shipping, then you do have to pay that fee. I opted for shipping because it was $50 compared to having to go all the way back to Houston. I'm going to be talking about the money foundations that you should do before going abroad, and this is very critical and very, very applicable to anyone who's going abroad, no matter where you're going. So one thing that I did was get a travel credit card through Capital One, and I put all my purchases and subscriptions on this card, and this card actually did help pay for half of my flight. Banking and cards. You need to make sure that you find a bank and you get cards with no foreign transaction fees. Please, please, please do that, because if not, you're gonna, even though some expenses that you make with foreign transaction fees are a couple pennies, it will add up and eat up your budget. I personally use my Capital One cards because they don't have foreign transaction fees, so that worked out for me. I'd also highly recommend getting a Charles Schwab account. When you have a card with Charles Schwab, you get reimbursed for any ATMs you use. So if you are abroad, you might have to be pulling out some cash from an ATM, and that fee can be pretty hefty, so get that Charles Schwab card when you need to get that cash. And my third one is opening an account with Wise. Wise is an online bank that has currency conversions within the app, and this definitely helped me a lot when I wanted a budget, because I was able to convert my money from dollars to euros, and I didn't have to always do the mental math when making purchases. I'm going to put my referral link in the description below. By using the link, you're able to transfer up to $600 with no fees, and I will also get some money from that, so you should definitely do that. I highly recommend opening a high yield savings account when you're saving to go abroad, and while you're abroad. It's essentially a bank account with a higher interest rate, so you get more return on your money. And literally by depositing money in there or just having money in there, I would get like $5 to $10 back. So that's like 4 coffees in Europe, bruh. Okay, now I'm gonna be talking about side hustles. So I in particular did not do any side hustles because I really took this time to live that Nepo baby life. Also, maybe I'm just lazy, like, I'll admit it, bro. I was pretty lazy. If you are considering doing side hustles while you're abroad, I would strongly suggest into looking into online tutoring, especially teaching English. That's something that's big over there. There are many websites out there where you can apply to be a teacher and set your own rates. You could also look into like any freelance type of work. I know there's websites like Fiverr. My biggest tip, however, with this is start applying and looking into these side hustles before you go abroad. It's really hard to make time for it once you're there because you're going to be in a whole different world and all you're going to want to do is be out and exploring and having the time of your life. So my biggest takeaway from this section of the video is you do not need to be rich to go abroad. You just need to create a system that makes your money work for you. So now I'm going to talk about how I saved money while living in Barcelona. This could be applicable to your own city or country. You might just have to do more research because these are more catered towards Barcelona. So going out, Barcelona, you have to go out. Like, I literally don't think I will ever experience clubs like that ever again in my life until I go back. There is this thing called Aussie guest list, and basically on Instagram, you join this promoter. I will put the invitation link in my description. You click it, you join it, and literally every day, this man named Aussie sends out what clubs you can get in for free by literally just saying Aussie list. If you have a birthday or a birthday, you could literally get a limo ride to the club plus a VIP table with a bottle of vodka and champagne and hella chasers. So basically what I'm trying to say is every week one of your homegirls is having a birthday. Second tip for going out is pre-games. Like, the pre-game is always much more fun than the bar where you're with a bunch of randos. I love hosting pre-games. I love going to pre-games and split that bottle with your friend, hog that tequila bottle with your friend. Like, it's just shots between y'all. And that's another way I save money. Like, I just split bottles and like hella shots before going to that club. Because once you're in that club, them shots, I'm not paying that. For Barcelona in particular, the club Razzmatazz. Buy your ticket like the week before. When you buy the ticket the week before, you pay like $13 plus it comes with a free drink. If you buy your ticket a couple days before or the day of, you're gonna be paying like up to $20 to $30. You still get the free drink, but you literally paid more than double the price. So book that ticket in advance, please. Like, honestly, if you know you're gonna go the first week and you're watching this, like, set a reminder in your calendar the week before that you go. Just buy the ticket. Lastly, with the social life, going out aspect of Barcelona, do not be afraid to say no. Just like in college, you don't always have to go out. The clubs aren't going anywhere. Your party goer friends are not going to stop going out. There were many nights where I said no because I just needed a night in. I didn't want to go out and spend money and risk wanting to get that drunk McDonald's after. Like, it's okay to say no, especially if you have an exam or a presentation the next day. I don't really regret doing that the night before, but I do wish I kind of did remind myself more, like, I need to put that study and study abroad. I kind of was just living, like, abroad. For daily life, when you're in Barcelona, you're going to want to go out to eat. There's so many good spots. Definitely check out some of the cool, nicer ones. But if you want a local experience and very affordable, I highly recommend you look into Menú del Día. So Menú del Día is basically a set menu where you choose a starter plate, a second plate, dessert, and it comes with a glass of wine. And all of that is usually from 16 to 18 euros. And you get to eat traditional Catalan food, which I really enjoyed. And I felt like I was really immersing myself in the culture. Plus, most of those restaurants that have menu of the day are the restaurants where you can sit outside. So you just really have that like European vibe where you're outside smoking that ciggy. Like, you just feel like such a local. Looking at menu of the day, it's really cute. I love it. And you're also supporting local businesses. Second, when it comes to food, cook at home. Like, plain and simple, cook at home. It's healthy. It's cheap, and you can make it really cute. I really found a love for cooking while I was abroad, and I especially found a love for cooking for other people because you can make it really cute. Like, my friends and I would come to my apartment, we'd cook together, we would split the bill, so I would literally pay $2 to $4 for my meal that day, and sometimes there was even leftovers, and then we would play a board game after, or we would just socialize, or we would watch a movie. So let me just say, in those $2 to $4, my friends and I were like, oh my god, you guys don't understand how affordable Barcelona is. My friends and I would literally have like our full course meal, right? We would always have dessert, and we would have like a bottle or two of wine. So it's like, god, you guys, like, I'm missing it right now. It's like actually such a good time. Like, okay, and then last thing when it comes to food, for some cheap eats too, I will add kebabs. Oh my god, the amount of times that a kebab saved my life. If I was too tired to cook, if I wanted something filling, if I wanted something flavorful and delicious, I would just go to my nearest kebab place, and for 10 euros I would get like this fat kebab sandwich, fries, and a drink. So Look into them kebabs. They're so good. Bakeries are really cheap too. I found a really good coffee shop near me where for $3 I would get a coffee and a pastry. There's also grocery store meals. So again, this is Barcelona specific, but Mercadona has some pre-made foods where you could go and get food for like 4 to 5 euros, and then you just pop them in the microwave and you got your meal that day. Now, transportation. I never really understood why people taxied anywhere in Barcelona. It's a waste of your money. It's the city with, I think, from all the countries I visited, the absolute best public transportation system and affordable. I'm going to be talking about getting to and from the airport for when you first arrive there and for when you travel. Number one, there is the Aerobus, which is a bus that takes you to and from the airport for only 8 euros. Also have the metro. The metro also takes you to and from the airport, and that also segues into the next part, which is getting the metro. My school gave us a metro card that lasted for a month. So after that, I opted for the T Jovi metro card. This is basically 90 days, unlimited rides, and I paid 48 euros for this card. I paid 48 euros for this card, and the best thing about it is you can recharge it, because you best believe I'm gonna be going back to Barcelona, potentially even living there. So now I have the card where I can just add more rides. Use ChatGPT as a resource and TikTok. Anytime you're literally questioning anything or debating like how could I save more money, chat girl, use that chat. Okay, now I think one of the best parts, traveling around Europe. Traveling around Europe is already so cheap to begin with. I booked a plane ticket to London from Barcelona for 37 US dollars round trip. That's like literally unheard of in the US. Like anyways. Okay, so when it comes to booking, I highly recommend looking at this website called Omio. Omio is a website that helps you compare flights, trains, ferries, buses, so you get a really clear picture of the different companies and what they're selling their tickets for. When it comes to flying, you're gonna fly Ryanair and Vueling. It's the spirit of European travel, but it's really affordable. And honestly, it's not even that bad. Like, they're really chill. When booking with Ryanair and Vueling, download the app and book directly through their app. It's a lot cheaper when you book directly through the app. Also, you will need the app to check in. Always, always, always check in before your flight, like the day before your flight. If not, you're gonna have to pay a late check-in fee. Always make sure you look at the baggage requirement. I usually just opted for the backpack, which is free, but if you are traveling with a suitcase, you will potentially have to buy a new suitcase while you're there because they have a specific measurement requirement. Another tip when it comes to traveling with a suitcase, I would split it with a friend. The time that I did travel with a suitcase, it cost me $10. Now for some travel hacks. Don't just look at planes or trains. Those are your more expensive options. There are also overnight buses and ferries. It will take you longer to get to your destination, but it will also save you a lot of money. And when you think about it, if you have an overnight bus, literally just sleep on the bus. Like, what else are you going to be doing anyways? And for the ferry, I know those can be really fun. I had some friends that went to Ibiza on a ferry, and it literally had like a bar in the ferry and everyone was partying in the ferry. So it's like you're pre-gaming Ibiza, like, baby, I wish I was there. Okay, another funny tip I just thought of when traveling Europe. If you're gonna be smoking, and you should because it's fun and it's the European lifestyle, buy your cigarettes in Barcelona before you leave to the airport. In Europe, you can travel with cigarettes, and I found Barcelona to have the cheapest price cigarettes. So before I went to different countries, I was running low. I'd just buy myself a pack and I'd have a fresh pack in a different country. So I paid $4 for a pack instead of $7. You really want to be cheap, learn how to roll that cig. That's like the true European lifestyle, is you rolling that shit from scratch. And lastly, booking ahead of time. I booked the majority of my trips the first month that I was in Barcelona. And me going abroad, not knowing a single person, I ran the risk of going to these trips by myself. However, there were still some friends that would join me on these trips, and the few trips that I did go on solo, I actually had the best time of my life. Do not be afraid to travel solo. If anything, I actually recommend that you do set aside a solo trip. Now for some free and underrated experiences, you're definitely going to want to use chat and TikTok to find some in your country, or more than what I'll give you right now. These are particular to Barcelona. Barcelona has free museum days, so the first Sunday of the month, if you reserve a ticket in advance, you can go to the museum for free. I got to go to the National Museum was such a beautiful experience. I spent 6 hours there and I absolutely loved it. Local events and markets. Europe has so much cultural and history. So, for example, in Barcelona, when I was there in the fall, they have this festival called La Merced, where they literally have free live concerts and everyone's outside. It's a local experience. It's really beautiful. It's cool. And not only did I get to see a free concert, but I got to immerse myself in Catalan culture, which I really appreciated. Also recommend looking into your abroad schools program. So my school had a newsletter where they pushed out local events that was going on or specific events that they were doing. My school offered day trips to mountain views like Montserrat or old Roman towns like Tarragona. They offered this weekly sports through the city program where we took hikes, where we ran along the beach, and they also offered walking tours, which was really fun. And that's another cool way I got to learn more about the different culture and history of Barcelona within the city itself. Next, I'd recommend this app called Meetup. Meetup is an app where people post events that they are hosting. So I found free events like board game nights at bars or meditating in the park. And then there are also some paid events that could be 5 to 10 euros. And these could be comedy clubs, fit boxing classes, yoga by the beach. Like Europe has so much livelihood in it and people are always coming together and bringing the community together. So really just go and look for it. It's a great way to meet locals. It's a great way to see more of the city and immerse yourself in the culture and also just like feel more independent and grown. And lastly, literally walk around. I would probably 2 to 3 times a week just get lost. And it's actually one of my favorite activities to do. Like no map, no phone. Okay, no, actually not no phone. Walk with your phone. But walk around and literally get lost. There would be so many times where I would just go explore different areas of Barcelona, and that's usually the times where I would find really cool thrift stores, really cool like vintage stores, restaurants, just like I don't know, like see cathedral statues. Like you just see so much. So I highly recommend walking around, take the metro somewhere random, like get off at a random station and walk around. Obviously be very conscious of your surroundings, but like generally it's a very safe place anyways. So go get lost, find cool spots. I found like really nice pizza places where I could buy like a big ass slice of pizza for like 5 euros and it was actually so good because I was really craving that American pizza. And then for shopping, I'm already a thrifter back home and I was really excited to see the thrifting in Barcelona, which let me tell you is really good. Honestly, thrifting in Europe is probably just really good. Like that's where I got my leather jackets, that's where I got really cool shoes, like tops, like so much things and for cheap. I highly recommend stores like Kilo VIN Vintage. This is a store where you pay by the kilo. And pro tip with them, if you follow them on Instagram or TikTok, you get 10% off every purchase. And then you also have Humana. I highly recommend to go to Humana Vintage. They have another Humana, which is cheaper, but I never found anything good there. Humana Vintage is slightly more expensive, but you are getting premium quality clothes for a really good price. Like this is where I got leather jackets for $60 to $90. Okay, and lastly, to just kind of close everything off, do not hold yourself back at all. Going abroad literally taught me to not limit myself, and it's a struggle that I think a lot of the viewers of this video can relate with, where you see barriers. And one of the quotes that one of my dearest friends, Sherlyn, said when I was abroad that really stuck to me was, do not find problems, find solutions. And that's exactly what abroad teaches you. So hit that commit button, go work your ass off, go prep, and go change your life. With all that being said, if you're debating going abroad and money is one of the reasons holding you back, this video was meant to tell you it's not. So go apply and go do it. If you have committed to going abroad and you're stressing about how you're going to afford it, you're not alone. I was not alone when I was abroad too. You're going to find your budget conscious friends, and we still had some of the best times of our lives, and those are now like my lifelong friends. So I really hope you guys found this video helpful. I will link my WISE referral code so you can get up to $600 on a transfer with 0 fees in the description below, along with the Oshi guest list so that you can get into clubs for free. And also, if you have any further questions, please leave them in the comments, or you can DM me. My Instagram is linked in my homepage. I would love to help you with any questions or concerns or just more tips that you might want about going abroad, because I think it's I think it's something everyone should do, and I'm so eternally grateful that I got to do it. Like, the way I'm so excited for you guys is an understatement. So, yeah, I love you guys. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with a friend that's going abroad, and have so much fucking fun, bruh. Don't say, I know I said the FOMO part, like, you know, say no if you want to go out, but high key, sorry if you hear that. But high key, do not say no, bro. Like, you're only there for a good time, not a long time. So, and if you did go abroad eventually and you're watching this video again, please comment so we can like yap about it. So, love you guys so much. Bye.